Hi, folks. This is Ken Bird with the Sedalia Rails train show to be held in Sedalia on November the 3rd of 2018. We're in the house of Mike Zimmershot here in Sedalia. We're going to look at his superb Santa Fe prototype layout. Mike, thanks for letting us come in today.
Thank you for having us today.
Good. Mike, before we go see your layout, tell me, I understand it's based on the Santa Fe prototype. What particular section of the Santa Fe is this based on?
Well, it's the high desert of California. It's in Summit, Victorville, and we have the yards at San Bernardino and Hobart.
Okay. Now, I understand you're a farmer railroader yourself. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I worked out of Jeff City as a conductor and brakeman, and then I worked 11 years up in the Kansas City area on a switch in up there.
Great. Now, I understand this is an operating layout, not just to run trains, but you actually operate this layout like a real railroad.
Yeah,
Tell us about that.
We have about 10 operators, and we use the way card, Shinaware way card system. And
Pick up one of those cards and let's show it to the folks.
and it tells you
so they can see it.
it tells you exactly where everything goes.
Right.
And then every run session, we flip the card, and then you start all over, and you start the system over again.
I notice this layout is fully signaled. Is it DCC?
DCC, Digitrax.
Okay.
Half the layout is signal, the other half is not. We're still underway doing that.
Okay. And I understand you've got a very unique dispatching system here. Can you give me just a brief view of that? We're going to go look at it in a few minutes.
It's from Germany. It's a railroading company, and it actually runs the signals and everything. And I know the system can even get flashing reds. We have flashing yellows, and I know you can also set up a system where you can knock all the signals down to red.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Well, in a few minutes, we're going to go take a look at the dispatch system in detail, and we'll do some run-bys with trains and look at some of this fine scenery that Mike has made.
Yep.
Okay, we're here with Mike Rooks. Mike, what can you tell us about the software that operates this railroad?
Well, first of all, it's called Railroad and Company.
Railroad and Company. Never heard of that one.
Well, it's from Germany,
Oh,
and they use graphics rather than where you have to learn programming. It essentially is you'll click on an item on the screen and then fill in blanks. For instance, the switch number 385 will turn a certain light on a certain board. And
now does this also throw the switches, or is that done through DCC?
well, this is DCC.
Okay,
We're
so
working
the
with
DCC
DCC,
system.
and
Okay.
the Railroad and Company works with that
Okay.
program too. And if you use the right board, which they call a Digitrax SE 8C, for instance, you can control not only the lights but the switches themselves.
Okay, is this expensive?
It's not cheap, but
You've got a
it's
good sized layout, it's probably worth doing it then,
Oh,
right?
geez, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Good. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a few minutes here. In just a few minutes, we'll refocus our camera on the screen. You can tell us a little bit about what's happening there, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Mike, tell us about this screen we're looking at here.
Okay, this is the switchboard screen, and it gives us a graphic layout of the entire, or graphic screen of the entire layout. For instance, we have switches here. This is the actual switch that's going to be over there in that left-hand side, or to the left of us. And I can control it by hitting this button right here. As you see, it will change, and it actually changes over on the layout
So
itself.
you can tell that you got a positive change on that switch then.
Yes.
As the dispatcher, now you'll be in communication usually with the other operators, is that right?
Yes,
So you
we have
use
a
a little telephone system here, headphone system? Of some
we have
kind?
a headphone system that works that way,
And
and
you're operating off a specific schedule, of course, right, as far as the operation?
usually we try to. Yes, it sometimes gets a little crazy, just
yeah.
like the real railroad does.
How long does an operating session usually last?
Oh, 3 or 4 hours.
Okay, that's about right, I guess. Yeah.
It gives
All
us
right.
enough time to.
Well, that's a good overview, I think, of how this software controls the railroad. This is a PC-based system, I assume, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right, thanks a lot, Mike. Now we're going to take a look at some trains running around the layout. Okay, Mike, what are we looking at here?
We are looking at a UP train coming out of the City of Industry, and Chris has got his waybills with him around his neck, and he's ready to drop them off on the next train destination, which would be over at San Bernardino.
Okay, so let's get around the yards here, Chris.
All right, we're going to come out slowly, and I've already got clearance from dispatch to hit the main line.
Okay, Mike, now where are we here now?
We are coming into Hobart Yard, and this is the big classification yard. And we make up quite a few trains in this yard, mostly going east to San Bernardino and beyond points to Kansas City and Chicago.
Okay, Chris, our engineer, is coming through Hobart Yard. We'll get a shot of Chris here, running the train using his Digitrack throttle. Okay, Mike, where are we at now?
Well, we're at Eastern Avenue outside of Hobart Yard. It's an industrial park. Like I said, we have two Sunkist plants. Got one in Industrial Park and one here. Everybody has the OS dispatcher, and this sheet here tells you where you're at, and you have to call the dispatcher. And you also use to call the dispatcher using the Santa Fe phones. We have our own phone system here.
Got your own interconnected system here.
Yep.
Great.
Yep. And you have to let the dispatcher where you're at. That's why we have to OS every station.
Okay, Mike, where are we now?
Coming into Colt Junction. This is where the SP crosses the Santa Fe. Again, we have some industry here, and this is where the people switch. They have local business doing the switching here. You got your Santa Fe phone system here to get through the interlocking. Again, our cards tell you where you OS everything, so you know where you're at. And you come in around Reyna next is our next stop, is Reyna, which comes into San Bernardino.
Okay, Chris, where are we now? This is Chris, the engineer.
We are coming up into Reno right now, getting ready to go towards the yard at San Bernardino.
Okay, we're coming into San Bernardino Yard here from Rayner. Okay. Okay, Mike, where are we now?
We are at San Bernardino, and of course you can see there's several buildings here that are actual buildings at San Bernardino.
We got a yard job switching here, eh?
Yes, we have the 5th Street Tower building there, and the Sand Tower, and of course the Wafflers warehouse that they built.
Okay.
That's actual there at San Bernardino.
And Chris is running our train right down alongside this other guy that's switching in the yard. It's really cool. Look at the signal lights down there. Okay, Mike, where are we now on the railroad?
We are now coming into East Summit, and we're headed for Summit. And this is just a area where we're made up. It's not an actual area, but
Okay.
it's just a summit.
Scenery looks good down through here, though, Mike. It does.
Yep.
Mike, where are we now?
We're at Summit, and this is our Fast Mail Express leaving Summit. And all the buildings you see here are actual. They're at Summit. You got the Sanzio car sitting there, and the Summit Depot, train order office. It was basically a train order area for the high desert area of California. And the Fast Mail Express ran out of here quite a bit. So this train is headed for Kansas City. And the UP and the Santa Fe shared trackage right over this line. And now we're going through a cut, and we'll be pretty soon going through Isle Ray Tunnel and then over the Mojave River.
Now we're crossing this bridge. What is this bridge, Mike?
This is crossing the Mojave River coming out Isle Ray Tunnel there in California. There was actually two tunnels, two main lines that split through there. And we're coming up a 3% grade. And then our next stop would be Victorville, California.
This is Kevin Zimmerscheid, the son of Mike, who owns the railroad. And Kevin, tell us about this scene we're looking at here. What is this spot we're at here?
This is Victorville. We have some industries down farther along. There's also, this is coming into the Y of the layout. And it's a pretty busy area on the layout. See Chris is coming in now, and I think he should be lined up and ready to go.
Well, Mike, this has been an interesting day to see your railroad. Now, I understand this is going to be open during the train show on November the 3rd here in Sedalia. People can just come down here and you'll give them an explanation how it runs and so forth, right?
Yeah, it'll be an open tour, and people will be welcome to come to it and
Okay.
everything. And we'll show them how we run trains.
Okay.
It takes 10 operators to run this layout.
10 operators.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And this is only located about 3 blocks away from the convention hall here at Liberty Park in Sedalia, Missouri. This is Ken Bird for Sedalia Rail saying thank you for watching, and we hope to see you at our train show in a couple of months.